Hey there, it's Will Vaughan, and in this video, we're going to be talking about what you can do if you find yourself dwelling way too much on the mistakes that you may be making in your career. So the first part is, it's actually completely normal to be making mistakes in your career. I don't care what level of seniority you are in the business, everyone makes mistakes. It's actually a normal part of business and going through your career and taking bets and taking punts on a certain project or a certain initiative. Not everything's going to work out. So it's very normal that on your road to success and on your road in terms of trying to get all your key projects off the ground and being successful, that you're going to encounter stumbling blocks, roadblocks. You're going to encounter things that do not work out for whatever reason along the way. And it's completely normal. And like I said, even the top people in the business tend to make mistakes. But sometimes when we're more junior in our roles and in our careers, we tend to think that any single mistake that we make can cost us our career, which is absolutely not the case. And in fact, if you're more junior in the business, then it's normal that you're going to make mistakes because you're learning and you're growing in your career. And the faster you can get through these mistakes and learn from them, the faster you're going to start moving forward in terms of your development and taking on more projects and more initiatives and moving forward overall in the course of your career. So like I said, you should be taking some risk in your career, because every key project that can deliver a massive result for the business is always going to be a little bit of risk. I mean, you want to minimize the risk, but if you're pushing into new territory, trying to do new things, if you're using innovative technology, there's always some level of risk. There's always a chance you're going to make some mistakes. Like I said, completely normal. Whatever level of your career you're in, if you want to keep learning and you want to keep growing, you're always going to make some level of mistake. So it's completely normal. We just need to push through it and move forward. Now, my second tip here when it comes to, whether or not you are dwelling too much on your mistakes is that it's actually important before you move on from your mistake. If you make a mistake, you always want to keep moving forward, but you also want to take the time to stop, pause, and reflect and try to understand what went wrong and what you can learn from it so you don't make that mistake again in the future. Now, you'll find for the most part in your career, people are pretty understanding if you make a single mistake, but people tend to be a lot less accepting and a lot less understanding if you make the same mistake more than once. So you always want to take the time to understand from a certain situation and a certain outcome what drove that result, whether it was positive or negative. You always want to take time to reflect. I say this in many of my videos, but it's important to reflect not just on the work you're doing, but how you work with key stakeholders, how you're working on your key projects, how you manage your time, how you manage your energy. These are all key things that you want to be reflecting on all the time, whether it's quarterly, monthly. You want to take the time to make sure you're reflecting not just on your work, but how you're working, because how you're working will have a massive impact on driving results in terms of your productivity and how you work with other key stakeholders to move all your key projects forward and make sure you're doing things in the most effective way possible. So it's a great practice just to take time always to reflect, and even in your personal life too, you always want to take time to pause and really dissect certain situations and really try to pick it apart. Try to really understand what happened, because then you can bank those learnings and make sure that they become part of your thinking and your planning and your organizing for all of your key projects going forward into the future. And a key part of learning from your mistakes is all about talking to other key stakeholders to understand their perspective on the situation. Talk to your manager, talk to other senior people in the business to try and get their perspective too, not just your own echo chamber in terms of your thoughts and your feelings about the situation, but you want to get an external perspective because that will help bank extra learnings that you may have not thought of or considered as part of your general reflection of a certain situation. And my third tip here is all about congratulating yourself when you do things right. So it's very easy to beat yourself up when things don't go to plan. And like I said, we all make mistakes, so it's completely normal. So there's no point beating yourself up about it and dwelling on the things that didn't go wrong. It's important along the way to make sure you also reinforce positive habits, you build up your self-esteem, and that you congratulate yourself for all the key things that you've done right throughout a month, throughout a year, all of your key achievements. And it comes back to one of my key tips for getting a promotion or a pay rise, which is you want to make a list of all your great achievements throughout the year so you can check in with your line manager, share those big learnings, and also set yourself up for getting a promotion and a pay rise because you've made a great list of all your achievements throughout the year, and you can make a really compelling case about how much value you're adding to the business, and therefore you should be rewarded for the value that you're bringing to the table. But making that achievement list can also be a great hack in terms of building up your self-esteem throughout the year. And when you're not feeling great, maybe you make a mistake or you make a bit of a blunder, come back to that achievement list and remind yourself about all the great things you've done throughout the year, all the great things you've achieved, and build your self-esteem back up. Really build that reinforcement within yourself that you're capable, that you're valuable, that you're doing great things, because that will help you just build some really great momentum that carries you throughout the year, and again reinforces for yourself why you're a valuable employee to the business, and also set yourself up to have the amount of confidence that it can sometimes require to ask for a pay rise or ask for that promotion that you know you really want and you know that you really deserve. So I'm Will Vaughan from Your Career Mastery. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, hit that subscribe button. More videos coming out each and every week to make you a more successful professional, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.